the Son, and the Holy Spirit. A couple of things that it would be good for us to reflect today with regards to this second reading and the Gospel. The first thing, I have no idea how you would be able to measure the level of your friendships, the quality of your friends. But I am sure that you have friends at work. They know your name. They know how you work, how well you work, what you eat at lunch, things like that. Then you have a second set of friends whom they have visited you. You have invited them to come home to, get to know the house, your family, things like that. But then there is a third kind of friends, those that know who you are, your weaknesses, your debts, how much money you have in the bank, how difficult it is to deal with your wife or your husband or your children. They know those things. So a friend like that is a good thing to have. And you have revealed everything to him or to them because they are loyal or faithful, loving. Then Jesus says to us, no one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends because I have revealed to you everything. So in a sense, he's your friend. He has revealed his secrets to you. In fact, you know what is it that he wants you to be. And that's a terrible thing to say. Because, he considered himself to be a friend of you. And he has told you what is it that he wants you to become. And yet, we don't listen to that. So, now, you know that when you have a good friend or friends, usually you have the same attitudes. In most of the cases, you speak the same way, you use the same language, you work the same way, things like that. Now, Jesus says that he is a friend. How is it then that people at work, your relatives, or your friends have a difficult time finding those same attitudes of Jesus in each one of them? Because the greatest thing that can happen to a human being is becoming a friend of God. But yet, how is it that other people would be able to find out that we are friends of God? See? Do you think that your friends, your co-workers, have ever seen any other saint than you and I? Probably not. See? Now, Jesus says, this is my commandment, to love one another as he has loved us. Now, he cannot command anyone to have a particular feeling or emotion. Who in the world has ever commanded you that at a certain moment you have a particular feeling or emotion? No one. And yet how many people define love or compare love with the emotions they have? Love is not an emotion. So, love is an act of the will. What the Lord is commanding us to do is to imitate something of what He does, not the way He feels. So, now, you may say, I love what I do, or I love my wife, or I love my family. Why do you say that? Well, because what I do makes me feel good. Then you don't love anything. You love your feelings. You can say that you love what you do only and to the extent that it forces you to sacrifice yourself for something. Otherwise, you don't love anyone. So the question would be, what do you love? For example, think of the nature of marriage as it is being portrayed today in our culture. Just an emotion. An emotion, you know how long they can last. For a couple of weekends. And then, if the emotion or the feeling is no longer there, you have to get rid of your wife or your children or your husband. If we do not love, if we do not know God, if we do not know who He is and how He loves us, we cannot love anyone. The great majority of people in this planet love their feelings only, but they don't love anyone. If they do not love God, meaning with actions, with sacrifice, with self-renunciation, they don't love anyone. I mean, look at the crucifix. What is the action of love being portrayed on the cross? Death. So, love always implies change. Death all the time. For example, if I was going to be married, I would tell my wife, from now on, I die to my particular friends, to my particular friendships. I cannot have personal problems. I don't have personal preferences. I have you. That's all I need. But, I mean, what would happen if I told my wife, you know, you are supposed to be making me feel good. That is your job. So, that's not good. Now, that's the second thing. And the last thing is that, you know, in most of the things that we do in life, we do them because we want to be joyful about it. We want to be happy. The only source of joy in this world is fidelity to the commandments. Nothing else. Nothing else. Second, there is no other source of joy in the world. And I could repeat this 1,000 times to you. Fidelity to Jesus is the only source of joy. So, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed it, but if anyone says, I don't want to have anything to do with the commandments, I do not love God, that person is condemning himself to sadness, to a life of sadness forever. So, now, we as Catholics have vocation to make a difference in the world. And for that reason, we have to be Christians everywhere, every day, at work, at home, on the street. Aren't you proud of your Catholic faith? I mean, that's the only thing valuable that you have. See? So, in the world, this world where we live, they need saints. The world needs you and me, living faithful and holy lives. How difficult would it be for you to say to Jesus today, I want to be able to have the courage to correspond to your friendship once and for all. That's all we need to do. Let's think about it as we continue with the Mass. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.